Hello, everyone. Welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler, our final edition of the 2023 season.
I don't know why you chose this.
And we're going to start on the Packers' last offensive play, just because I was curious and I wanted to see what you had to say about the coverage and what Jordan Love was looking at before he threw the critical last interception. So this is what we have. We got three wide receivers. We've got an empty backfield, but we have Aaron Jones right here.
Yep.
Got a tight end and got three wide receivers, Christian Watson on the outside, Dobbs, and Wicks. Now, what are the 49ers countering with here?
They're just going to play their stuff, and their stuff is a nickel. They got two linebackers, a nickel back, and they're going to play cover four. Everybody plays cover four because they're just assuming you're trying to get the ball down the field. These guys going to drop deep. Everybody's going to be deep. Deep. Because they're hoping.
There's 52 seconds left.
And two timeouts. So they want you to try to get it all in one play, and it's an interception. Mm-hmm. But in theory, you got plenty of time to, even if you dumped it off to one of your checks down, to get the ball to the 45.
Yeah.
See, because every time you complete a pass, it's pressure on the defense.
Right.
Every single time.
And that's what they had done to this point.
Yeah.
They had just gotten a first down on a short pass.
Yep.
And they needed to get to about the 35 for assuming Anders
Let's say the
Carlson.
30.
But here it's 1st and 10. So that's critical to remember on this play. All right, so let's see.
And in any 2-minute drill, the first, I learned this from Steve Mariucci and Coach Holmgren, the first play is critical because that gets you in the groove, in the rhythm. So the first play has to be 100%. If it's a screen, even if it's a draw, just to get it going.
And they
you never try to get it. But I'm saying this first down. Oh. It's a new set of first down. So it's like a reset. Every first down you get down has to be, in your mind, something a little bit more conservative so I can get in the rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing to keep an eye on is so that Aaron Jones, they line up here knowing, Bosa can line up wherever he wants because they're not going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And rather than let him have this really wide angle, they bring Aaron Jones down there to protect.
Well, him and Kraft, they got these wide nines here, so they're basically here to chip.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if Aaron Jones had lined up here and Bosa had been there, they could have run it. I mean, I don't know.
Possibly.
On a first down with 2 timeouts, I would
possibly run it. Yes, because this guy's going to take off.
Yeah.
And then you got the block here because he's so wide. I mean, you seal this and you chip here and go to him. Say you get it to the 43, 40. It's still pressure.
Yeah.
You use one of your timeouts.
You got 2 timeouts.
Yes.
Or you can spike the ball, too.
That's true.
So, but if you're Jordan Love, you have to understand that it's first down. And you got a lot of time and you got some timeouts. So here's exactly what you said. This safety was down here and he is gone.
He's gone.
To double Wicks up here.
Yep.
Right? Then we got Watson here, right?
Yeah.
He's going to bend in there. You got double. So at this point.
And you got good protection here. So you got plenty of time.
Right.
And again, the time's going. You can always dump it here or you can dump it here. But the problem, they ran a game up front in 91, I think.
Yes.
Was it coming around and you'll see it?
So
now Jordan gets right here.
Yep. And he came in this way.
Right.
And Armstead came back out that way. So
yes.
I don't think Josh Nijman saw it. And I think Aaron Jones was worried about it.
Yep.
And rather than release into the flat, where he would have been wide open, he decided he better pick up Armstead. That was kind of a fateful play.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, because at this point, the clock in his head, the clock is going, but I still got the 2 timeouts. Yeah. So don't panic here. When you don't, they're in cover 4, they're not giving it up. I need to get something underneath. Now, we used to run back in the same thing San Francisco did. We used to run dagger plays where this guy would run deep and this guy would go out and then come in the middle to occupy the middle linebacker. Sometimes they'll let you have that because he'll get even deeper. If he jumps up, this guy will be open, but it takes these guys, it puts more pressure on them.
Yeah, LaFleur loves this play too that you just showed. Love had some issues with it early in the season, and they kind of put the reins on it a little bit. They decided not to do it as much, but that's something you'll see next year.
Most definitely.
And so there he is, not a lot happening, and this is so key. I know Aaron Jones said afterwards that he wished he'd have just gone out, but he sees Armstead and.
Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, he's coming around.
I can't blame him.
And you would think that one of these guys will pop out and keep him in the pocket.
Yes.
And then you always got you can run and slide.
All I know is if this guy is slanting inwards, then you know someone's coming behind him, right?
Oh, no question about it.
Yeah.
One in, one out, one in. Yeah.
And remember, Nyman had not been playing right tackle. He'd been playing only left tackle, and he was in there because Zach Tom had
that's
a concussion.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So that's another factor there.
Yeah.
But all of that also leads to it's first down. You don't have to force anything here. So now
this is where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
And this is where it started to come the wheels come off. I mean, in hindsight, you can try to outrun Bosa here and get out. You can run, once you outrun him, you can run all the way. This guy will come back and you can go out of bounds right there. Say it's 38 seconds left.
Yeah.
You still got your 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure on them now.
Yeah.
But you just need one throw in the middle. Now you got
with 2 timeouts left.
At least a 52
and
yard.
time to spike it if you need to, whatever. You have plenty of time to throw in the middle later.
Yes.
But you can see that defense, this guy's not coming back because he's there. He's double.
Yeah.
And then he's even in good position to cover the tight end. The only guy who's a wild card here is Aaron Jones, and he's trying to get Bosa or Armstead.
We generally have a rule that if you're on this side, never throw to a guy on that hash.
Yeah. Tom Clements says deep.
Yeah.
Never throw late and deep down the middle.
Say you got away with it sometime, I wouldn't always do that. So this is one Jordan's probably thinking about because, again, even if you just drop it in the air and he gets it's a lot of what ifs. But I think the main thing is just don't do this. It's a learning experience. Don't do this.
There's a lot of pressure on him to be, the Tom Brady to, he's had a great year. Let me finish this. Finish this off. And he kind of just lost sight of the situation, and then we got the interception right there. So, nothing was going to happen. I think you said, and I sort of agree with you, that he probably thought he could get the ball all the way over here because this guy was coming in, and he's coming this way.
Yeah. Just like that Philly play. Remember that Philly play? He hit him coming across?
Yes.
And he scored? He's probably thinking, it's the same thing.
Funny thing is, if he had stayed in the pocket, he might have been able to hit that.
That's a good point.
Because he didn't, if you look at it, he didn't really get chased out of the pocket. That protection's pretty good.
Yeah, that's how I was wondering. Well, that would be in the coaching point, like what made you leave the pocket? Because he probably was thinking that, it's been a long time. I got to move because maybe the backside guy, Chase Young, was maybe coming. But they got it all taken care of. I mean, I think he could have hit that if he'd have stayed in. That's a long developing route. So, but if he would have,
but he sure looked like he had a lot of time.
If he could have stayed there and hit him over that pocket, not only are you in a position for a field goal, but you're in a position to take a shot at the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And he might, who knows, he could even score. I don't know. But a lot of things to look at. That's why I thought this play was so interesting.
Yes.
It just, so many things that could have happened, and That's what happens in every play
Yes.
in the NFL.
But we got some good, though.
Okay, so let's go to the touchdown the Packers scored to make it to get the score to 21.
Now, this is genius because the red zone probably was one of your downfalls, too. Because you were in the red zone. It's the first time in 20 years a team was in the red zone 3 times and didn't get a touchdown.
Yeah.
So when you get down there, you got to take advantage of it. So some of these times you have to scheme the coordinator or scheme the defense. And they probably said, okay, these guys are going to probably be in man. The closer you get, they're going to be in man. Because that's what Wilkes, the coordinator, likes to do. So, but this, I love this split right here. Because that just, takes these guys out here and keep these guys so they're away from the ball. And then you like any matchup with 33. But I'm going to go back to that bunch, something you talked about. And you see this guy's trying to say, well, are we going to zone it off? Are we going to play man? What are we going to do, guys? Because you never want 2 guys on the same level.
Right.
I was a little surprised by that. You like this guy to be right about here so you don't get picked and you can fight through. Well, if the guy runs like an out, you're in great position.
Yeah. And so what you get and what makes this play interesting and what makes the next play interesting is, so he's going to go in motion and he'll be right here. So that changes how they're covered, right? If it's
no question.
What, this guy moves out to cover 11?
Yeah, I've told you this 100 times, Tom. Anytime you move, you don't need but one guy to get confused and it's a touchdown. Never just stay there. Even if this guy come in and go back out or run, always move because this guy, they're clued in. They're not even listening to him.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. That's what happens on movement.
And I think what it did, as we'll see, is it forced this guy to widen out to take 11. And the play is for Wicks to come in here and set a pick. And Kraft to come out here. So by motioning him, you're moving that corner out because he's in man. Right now you see him.
See, there you go. So now he's coming over, and he's like, okay, are we zoning or are we man? So he's moving out. Well, I'm going to just take Reed. Well, who's going to take 13? Who's going to take 85? And next thing you know, they get confused, and they forget to get the tight end.
Right. And so there it is. There's Reed taking that guy outside. And that gives Wicks some room to get inside, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise, if this guy's here, still here, then, and Reed is here, this guy could wind up just staying there and covering Kraft, right?
Yeah, because they could zone it off. Now, he stays there. So had they zoned it off, if he had stayed here and just he still takes him, and they zone it off, now 13 is going to be wide open because they go to move to the next window. And we'll show that on the next play, too. There it is.
There's the ball to Kraft.
That was a great play. Great design.
So, he could have potentially gone right here, too, right?
Yep. In actuality, they did zone it off, but they didn't communicate it. And we'll show when they were in man what really the reason why they should zone it all the time. Because this guy, Warner, he's waiting for the first color inside over the ball, he'll take it. But so that was a good design.
Okay. And there's Kraft going in for the touchdown. Okay, they've just scored. Now they're going for 2.
Very important to get this 2.
Now, what do we see?
They're flooding the zone. Now, Aaron Jones was here. Now he's here.
But they're back into the trips again.
Without the tight end, though. You got receivers and put the tight end on the backside.
Right.
So the coaches upstairs thinking, well, they're frustrated from the last play. We'll just go man. Instead of just saying, let's just zone it off. Again, they're on the same level. And man to man. So if you're in the Green Bay press box, it's going to work. How do you know? Well, the guy who's covering Aaron Jones, he got to fight through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys before 33 can make it there.
Right. But you're also thinking, okay, 3 slants.
Yes.
This guy could break a corner route. But what's interesting is that, again, they bring this time Romeo Doubs.
There you go.
And so
yes.
this guy's probably thinking, geez, I just did this.
Yes,
Now
exactly.
I got to cover him to the outside again. And but that's not what happens. And
it's
that's
amazing.
what makes this so. There's Doubs.
What a great call. This is just a fantastic call.
Now, instead of Doubs going that way, they all go this way, right?
Yes. And look who has to cover. See, because they're trying to, this triple slant. Oh, this is easy. Well, guess what? Fred Warner has to cover 33. He can't get through all the trash. 2, 4, 6 guys. He got to do all this stuff. By the time he get there, 2-point conversion. But say they zone it off.
Mm-hmm.
These guys come to the next window, and they're going to be wide open.
Right.
I mean, you got to make sure your pressure gets. Some coaches thinking when you're man-to-man down there, I'm going casino blitz. I'm not going to just go man-to-man and rush 4. I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, and you also have one more outlet here.
Yes.
But, it's genius that, they gave that look outside.
Yes.
And now all 3 guys are running this way.
And you remember the Bo Melton touchdown?
Yeah.
They kept throwing those wide receiver screens.
Yeah.
He goes block.
That's right.
So
That's right.
Matt LaFleur
that could have been a wide receiver screen.
Matt LaFleur had a fantastic game plan. He's probably having nightmares about this team because he had them. And they really, to be honest with you, that defense never stopped the Packers. The Packers stopped themselves. I mean, look how wide. You never get that wide open in the NFL.
And there's your guy that you were pointing to.
There he is. He's
Fred
all
Warner. He's got to get around Doubs.
Yep.
And even if they had zoned it off, you do have that.
Oh, he's going to be
got his
wide
arm
open.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if he can clear this guy out, he's be open too. So, man, you got to give them a lot of credit for that sequence of plays. And I think that's what's, LaFleur has talked about towards the end of the year, that they make plays look like the same, like they're the same,
like
but
a
they're
chameleon.
different.
Yeah, well, I can change colors, and you have to give the wide receiver coach a lot of credit.
Yeah.
He was my assistant coach of the year.
Yeah, he
because I don't know who's available, I don't know who's hurt. I just know that wherever you are, 80, 11, 87, 83, when you're in these spots, just know what to do. So he's teaching at a higher clip. And out of every time I know we've lost to the Niners like 4 or 5 times, I felt the best about this game plan
leading out of this game
than any one of them. That gives me a lot of bright future stuff. So I'm very excited.
Yeah. So
and real quick, when we left in '95, we left the Cowboys. We couldn't beat them.
Yeah.
The next year, homeroom said we're going to come back and win it with that experience. And the next year, we won the Super Bowl. It was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Guess where the Super Bowl at this year? In New Orleans.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So thanks for another great year.
I don't think we've ever shaken hands or shaken hands.
Yeah.
Now, you're amazing to work with. You really are. You're one of the, if not the smartest guy, because no. You're amazing because it's a lot of moving parts to a lot of this stuff, and to cover a team for all these many weeks
I had
and
a
to
good
still
teacher
do this.
about X's and O's. So,
well, that's good.
For many years.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough of this complimentary crap.
Well, we should compliment each other.
Let's get the heck out of here.
All right.
Anyway,
again,
thanks to everybody.
Wherever you download podcasts, go to the Leap 36 podcast. We always film that at Torzala's in South Milwaukee. And again, thank you to the fans and to Bill Schultz.
See you next time.